All right, folks, this is Kua. I had a couple people that requested some input on how to farm, especially since you're getting into castles. Some of the guys ask, "Hey, so what do you do when you're farming all the materials you need to like build a castle?" So this method that I'm actually going to give you guys as far as like a tip on actually came from a number of people in FS, and we kind of like all farm the same way. So if you are starting out, you're probably going to be doing farming with your tools, and then you're probably going to caravan farm where you're going to have probably a few Bahamas or whatever you want that's going to be your pack animals, and you'll be farming materials like stone and metals and ores and wood and twine and shit. But once you get to the point where you can actually tame some mystical beasts, what you're gonna want to do is actually get you a couple of Windriders or Fafners or whatever they want to call them. And as you can see right here in front of my little castle, I've got a couple of them sitting out here, so I'm gonna run through and talk about that real quick. So just get you a couple of Windriders. These bad boys sometimes are gonna have some pretty hefty weight, so you can put a lot of shit on them. One of them here's got 4,800, other one's got 5,200. And the main animal you're going to want to have is your nice Bahamut. Now, my Bahamut's okay. It's not baller. It's getting there. Still got a few more levels. But I will keep taming until I get me like a 500 plus Bahamut. Um, the Bahamut, of course, is your stone and ore and that kind of thing. It can farm wood and such. But for the purpose of this video, I'm not going to talk about stone. I'm going to talk specifically about wood and twine. Now, a lot of people farm using tools. You farm with tools, it's not very efficient. You're going to be losing a lot of time. Efficiency is going to be based upon speed. And believe it or not, this little booger here on my left, yes, this little albino deer, don't know why they call it albino deer because the damn thing's gold. But anyways, the albino deer is going to be your number one buddy when it comes to farming twine and wood. Number one reason is speed. Number two, the albino deer is very similar to the honey badger in the fact that it doesn't give a shit. Things try to attack you, um, your albino deer will straight lay waste to it, and you really won't have to worry about dying like you would with a Bahamut or with the very low HP flathorn. So, I'm going to close up my base here. Actually, I need to drop off this Bahamut, and I'm going to show you guys a place you can farm wood that doesn't give you a lot of artifacts when you're actually farming wood and twine. And what I mean by artifacts is the fact that the albino deer can farm a crap load of shards. So I'm actually working on my secondary kaiju pen, and I need a lot of materials. I already got a lot of ores, but I need some wood and twine. There's wood and twine and places to farm wood all over the map. Um, and what I've actually found, the best place is going to be over by Griffin Alley. So I'm going to pick up my little albino deer. We're going to put our second Windrider on follow, and off we go. Yeah, airstrike with his numbnuts likes the floating islands. I don't know about that. We argue back and forth between about that, but whatever. Whatever floats your boat. Get it? Floating island, floats your boat. Yeah. So the trees themselves on the floating islands are actually pretty close together, so you can pack it up and get it done very quickly. That's if you like that. One thing about this, reason why you would use the albino deer up there, is there's a lot of meteors that drop on the floating islands. So when you're actually rolling through the floating islands, you can actually kill a lot of the critters that come out of the meteors and not really worry about too much about dying, which is what would happen if you were using a Bahamut or out there by yourself. So if you don't know where Griffin Alley is, I'm sort of flying over here behind the Dwarf City. Headed over to the coastline, which is the coastline that runs from the mountain behind the Dwarf City all the way over to the area that's going to be directly across from Dragon Island. So we're going to get up here, kind of show you what's going on. And if you're not using the albino deer for farming wood, you're kind of doing yourself a disservice because, like I said, this guy is pretty beast. And when you're out and about, you're going to have things like griffins and stuff coming out of meteors, and you might have a fool or two who wants to come up and try to gank you while you're actually doing your thing. So we fly down over here, Griffin Alley, drop our mount, suspend it in the air, got ourselves an incoming Griffin. Griffin thinks he's just going to come rolling right in here and kill somebody. He's a 112. Nice. Guess what? Don't care. And as you can see, albino deer just made pretty short work of a 112 Griffin. So let's get to farming. There's actually not a lot of grass over here. So what I usually do, I will clear this entire area over here. Now, if you have housemates that are actually online, what you can do is you'll fill up one mount, have them come and pick it up and go back and empty it. And by the time they get back from emptying that, you'll have the second guy filled up. Reason being is this albino deer just rolls right through stuff. And of course, he kills stuff. Now you'll notice that the albino deer doesn't get a lot per hit, but the thing is, it moves pretty quickly through trees. Now I will pretty much just go all the way over to this big giant wall of stone and then work my way all the way down the beach. Now, I'm not gonna do a whole lot of loads. I'm getting some grass, but not very much. So we just kind of like lay waste to everything over here. Till we fill up. Then we head back. And like I said, this is all about speed, so you can get back to your mountain even when you're overloaded. pretty much rinse and repeat. So you could do this by yourself. Oh, hello. Dead. And as you can see, I'm just wiping this stuff out. Got our second load, so I'm gonna go ahead and unload this. And as you can see, you can actually wipe out the side of a mountain pretty quickly. So a couple things you need to note: there's actually different types of trees. Now this particular area that I'm in, the trees, as you move down towards this direction, you'll notice the trees will basically not take one shot to actually take them down. Now there is a farming method that I'll share in a later video that will yield a massive amount of wood, and that does use a particular tool. But for this video, I just want to give you guys a quick tip on farming with albino deer. So once again, good night, good luck.